Hi Cancerians, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot readings from the heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your Gypsy Tarot love spread for the Four of Wands just flipped out for you guys, so that's a good sign. So if you've seen your general reading, it was beautiful. The end of the 2 weeks should end up really happily for you guys. And we're going to see if the same is in your love spread, and I hope it is for you. You do have Three of Cups that just flipped out as well, which is lovely. Yeah, so let's see what's going on for Cancerians. I'm using my, and you've got a star as well. This is really good energies that keep flipping out. I always put them back in because obviously I'm the type of reader that even if a card flips out, I'll put it back in. If it comes out again, then it's definitely got a positive or some form of a meaning to it. Let's show you what I'm using. I'm using the Witch's Tarot for your reading. On your generals, you get the Rider-Waite deck, and on the love spread you get the Witch's Tarot, which I love. I'm also using your Romance Angels, okay, for your advice card at the end of the reading. Okay, so I'm doing the Gypsy Tarot love spread a little bit differently this time. Down the centre of the reading you'll get 3 cards, and that'll be the general energies around your love life by the end of the 2 weeks in September. And then the 3 cards to the right are the distant past of your love life. The 3 cards to the left are the recent past. 3 cards to the left and the right are the present energies around you, and the immediate future is to the right for your love life and the overall outcome. So how everything sort of pans out, overall outcome to the left. Okay, so without further ado, let's have a look for you guys. So Universe Spirit, show me. I'm grounding myself. All these Cancerians, Sun, Moon and Rising that are watching this video, what do you see coming in for their love lives? Show me Cancer and love. Show me the Cancerians and love. Show me Cancerians and love. Show me Cancerians and love. Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for love between the 16th and the 30th of September. Show me the Cancerians, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Cancerians, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Cancerians, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for their love lives within the last 2 weeks of September. Show me. Alright, so we've shuffled the cards, Cancer. We're going to split the deck into 3, as I usually do. And what we're going to do, we're going to start laying them out. So 1, 2, let's try and make sure that everything shows 3. And then the first general energy card. And then to the right, to the left, sorry, I keep saying right, left. We've got the, so this is the distant past, recent past. Then we have your present situation showing here. Energies around you. 1, 2, 3. And then we've got the immediate future, so the last 2 weeks of September. 2, 3. General energy around you, and the overall outcome in the last 3 cards showing up here. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's have a look for you guys. So in the past you had a lot of options, some of you guys. It might have been a little bit of a confusing time as well, because the Seven of Cups is a card about indecision. So some of you guys might have been undecided in the distant past. You might have had a lot of options around you. It might have been a very confusing time. The Seven of Cups also means temptations and illusions as well. But I feel that this is sort of a lot of options around you guys. Possibly a very confusing time in terms of your love lives, Cancerians. You've got the Seven of Wands. And I feel that if you've had a lot of options, you know, you might have been fighting options off. Seven of Wands isn't just a card about blocking things out or, you know, defending one's territory. In love, sometimes the Seven of Wands can be where you are blocking somebody out. But it can also be where you've got a lot of options, and with this it's kind of sort of saying this person standing here, and that Seven of Wands can be where the 6 wands here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're all saying give it to me, and you're saying no. I think you had a lot of options, a lot of decisions to make in terms of love, and I get the impression with this 7 of Wands it might have been that you were, you know, it might be that you decided on one option, because we've got lots of choices with the 7. You haven't picked any of those choices, but it might be that you picked one option here, okay, with that one that you're holding, and the other options weren't any good. So I get the impression that you guys picked one option out of maybe several options that you had in the distant past. And you've also got the Page of Pentacles showing here, and the Page of Pentacles shows somebody who, it might have been that you picked an earth sign individual, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn individual showing up here. But it could also be with the Page of Pentacles that you're looking at this option. I think that you chose something or someone in the distant past. I'm just looking at the tally of the cards where there were 7 options here. You didn't know what to choose. It was very confusing. But you might have chose one person here, Cancerians in the distant past. And this person, I feel with the Page of Pentacles, I think you're holding this potential here. And you looked at it and you said to yourself, you know, what can be done with this, which is how I always explain the Page of Pentacles a lot of the time in terms of love. It might have been an earth sign person you picked, but it also might be that you were looking at this potential. So I think that you chose someone in the distant past, and you might have felt that this person had some form of potential, but you didn't know exactly where it was going to go. And it might be that some of you guys were a little bit cautious around that potential as well, because this is the card about being cautious. It's about looking at the finer details. So I get the impression that you picked someone in the past, and it might be for some of you guys, you were trying to develop something here with this individual. You were looking at this Ace of Pentacles, the pure potential. It might be for some of you guys, you were looking at whatever it was that you picked as being the potential for some type of long-term investment, maybe. In the recent past for Cancerians, you've got the Star, and that flipped out before. So this Star could be an Aquarius person around you. It might be that with the Star, there's been some clarity or cleansing in terms of love life. It might be the Star is about sex for some of you guys because it's a naked body. But the Star represents positivity, hope and dreams being fulfilled. But I think that this came to an end because you've got the Star and then you've got that Ten of Swords sitting there. So I feel that you did pick somebody in the past. But I feel in the recent past, this hope around whoever this individual was has come to an end with this Ten of Swords energy showing up here. And I feel that I think there was an ending around this because either you or that person became very emotionally distanced from it, okay? Because the King of Swords, it might be for some of you guys, because the King of Swords and the Star are actually both Aquarius cards. So it might be that for some of you guys it was over with an Aquarius individual, for example. It could be that there was an ending with the King of Swords, okay? It looks like the hope was over with a King of Swords. So for some of you guys it might be, I think that you had a lot of options here. You chose one. There was potential in this. There was potential for a long-term commitment or investment in this individual. But I feel that in the recent past, with the Star energy, I think that this hope is over. It could be with an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra individual, or it might be that this hopefulness of that Page of Pentacles, the person that you picked, Cancerians, I feel that, you know, hope is over. It came to an end with this Ten of Swords. It could either be with a air sign individual, or it might be because of clarity that you have accumulated, or it might be with the King of Swords energy that you or the other person became quite emotionally distanced from the situation. In the present situation, you do, and that shows up again, oh my God. So these cards that we're flipping out are actually showing up again. In the present situation, you guys, it might be that you're now in something that's far more happier and conducive to you, because the Four of Wands represents happiness. It represents a relationship that is balanced, that is stable, because when it's in the upright, the Four of Wands represents stable relationships. It might be that there's a stable relationship around you showing up here. And I think that it's been progressing because you've got the Eight of Wands showing. So I think that some of you guys in the present, you're in a stable relationship maybe. You've got the Eight of Wands. I think it's showing great progress with this Eight of Wands energy showing here. But you've got the Seven of Swords, all right? I think that the Eight of Wands is all about communication, all right? But I feel that it's almost like within the present situation, it could be a stable relationship with that Four of Wands. I think that there's been a change around this stability, because Eight of Wands also shows changes. So it could be something in terms of your home or your stability in terms of love. It could be that with the Eight of Wands, it's no longer progress, because I see the Seven of Swords as being a deceptive card. All right, so it could be that within your home or within this relationship, there might have been news about a deception around the present situation going on here. All right, so I think that in the recent past, hope is over with whoever it is that you picked here, Cancerians, that you thought that there might be some great potential in these three cards, Cancerians. I feel that hope is over. It could be with, as I said, an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or it could be that hope is over because of the King of Swords. There's been some form of emotional distance, or it could be that there's been some clear communication around this situation going on here. And as a result of that, in the present, I think within your home, within this stable relationship, I think that there has been some change, or it might be within your home, there's been some communication. And that communication refers to a deception going on here with the Seven of Swords. Let's have a look at what the other thing is. And I think that the truth has come out for some of you guys. So the Page of Swords would often represent the truth. So when you're getting the truth, because the Page of Swords represents true communication, honesty, somebody speaking the truth. I think that you've had some form of a truth come in here with the Page of Swords energy showing up here. You've got this Six of Wands though, okay? Six of Wands is often the card that represents an approach being made. I think that you're approaching the truth in the present situation here. I think it's to do with a two-way relationship. You've got the Two of Wands showing here. So when you get the Two of Wands, somebody's in a bit of a conundrum. So I'm getting the impression here that within your home or within this relationship, there has been communication. And this communication is around deception. Some of you guys have encountered within a relationship, Cancerians. I think that truth is approaching. You're approaching the truth that somebody around you, if this isn't, it could be you as well, Cancerians, that have done this, but I think that you're approaching the truth here, because this is the card about approaching. It's when you're actually approaching a goal. So you're approaching the truth, and I think that this truth is to do with somebody that wasn't just looking at you, they were looking at somebody else. You're approaching the truth about somebody who's playing the field, who's not only just looking at you, they're looking, so somebody's got two lovers. I had a decision maybe to make between two people, and I think that you're approaching the truth that somebody had a decision to make concerning you and somebody else, which is why there's been communication about a deception. And you're approaching the truth in the present about somebody who had a decision to make between you and somebody else with that Two of Wands. And that's why the person that you picked here, because you had choices, I think that you picked the one, all right? And I think that this one person that some of you guys chose, you saw a potential in that with that Page of Pentacles. You saw it as being something that had the potential for growth, that had the potential to be a commitment. But I feel that hope is over here. Could be, as I said, with an air sign, or because there's been emotional distance. And that emotional distance, I feel, would be around the person who is looking here with this Two of Wands. They're actually looking at two people, not just you, but somebody else. The immediate future shows the Two of Cups. So it does show a relationship. Two of Cups isn't really a commitment card. It is, in a way. It can be that you're committed to, emotionally committed to someone. So it shows two people where there is an emotional connection showing up here. But I think that this commitment here, you guys are going to be defending with this Nine of Wands energy. It might be that you're anxious as well, because Nine of Wands means that, but here, the way that the woman is standing, she's defending something here. So it might be that you're defending this commitment here with this Two of Cups energy showing up here. But I don't think it's that, because you've got the World, and the World is an ending of a cycle. So I think that you guys might be blocking out this relationship that's come to the end of its cycle with this World card. I think that you're blocking this out because the World often means the ending of some form of a cycle here. And the overall outcome shows Five of Wands. Well, there's disputes and arguments with the Five of Wands, and even worries when you get the Five of Wands. Okay, I think that there are disputes in a third-party situation. It's the Three of Pentacles, and Three of Pentacles can mean third-party situations going on here. Ace of Pentacles as well. Ace of Pentacles is a commitment, all right? There are disputes about a third-party situation. This is about a commitment, though. Commitment to a third-party situation, acceptance of that. All right, I don't think that you're accepting of this situation here, because the Ace of Pentacles would usually represent a commitment. Three of Pentacles in terms of love can be... I think that this is... Three of Pentacles can also be where you're building a relationship with another individual, all right? So you're moving the relationship up a level. I feel there are disputes or worries for you guys in sort of committing to building this relationship with this individual here, because you've got commitment here, and Three of Pentacles now I'm probably going to read as building the relationship. All right, you can see that there's one person who's studying something here as well with this Three of Pentacles energy. So Three of Pentacles is often about studying something. It's about building something here. It's about putting plans into action. All right, I think that there is here for you, you're worried about sort of building a relationship or building on this commitment with this individual here. It's interesting. Let's get the let's get the general energies around you guys, and we're going to go through this reading again. Well, the energy is about possibly moving on, the Six of Swords. Okay, I think that you're moving on, and perhaps for some of you guys, you're moving on from an Emperor. It might be for some of you Cancerians, you're moving on creating boundaries, or you're moving on from, the Emperor can mean boundaries in terms of love. It can mean somebody who's important in your life with the Emperor energy. I think that you're moving on. It's either from somebody who had great importance within your life. It might be that you're moving on and, you know, setting up some form of boundaries around this situation with the Emperor energy. Well, Nine of Swords. I think moving on maybe from somebody that's been important is going to cause you guys some worry, the general energy, in the last 2 weeks of September 2017. The Emperor is also somebody who is very logical, and they're very wise when it comes to situation. Okay, Six of Swords is often about moving on from a situation. I think this is moving on from somebody who's quite important in your life, possibly creates worries for some of you guys, showing here. Let's get this reading again, and moving on and creating boundaries. So the boundaries would be sort of, we're not doing this anymore, and it's causing worries for some of you guys. I think that you're worried about moving on from an individual. Okay, I think it's either an Aries individual. We do have the Two of Wands here, and also the Emperor, so it could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius individual showing up here. I think, and also the Six of Wands as well. It might be that this person is approaching, telling you the truth, and I think they are. I think this person is kind of, you know, approaching, telling you the truth. You can see the Six of Wands individual is approaching that Page of Swords. So wherever you get cards like Six of Wands, Six of Swords, somebody's approaching or something's arriving. And I feel that somebody is approaching, telling you the truth. Possibly that they've been looking at you, but somebody else. So they've, you know, they've been at a crossroads in terms of your relationship. And that is between making a decision between two people here. Let's get the reading again for you guys. In the distant past, you had a choice to make. It was very confusing, but you had a choice. But I think that you picked one person out of many choices that you had, Cancerians, all right? And I feel that you were very focused on investing in this relationship with the Page of Pentacles energy. I don't think you were cautious. I think that you were more interested in investing. So building this relationship. Remember, the Page holds the Pentacle. The Page can be somebody who's cautious, somebody who's trying to learn. So it might be that you picked somebody here, you had a choice, you picked this person here, and you were very interested maybe in learning. If it's not investing in the relationship, then it's learning maybe about this individual, all right, with this Page of Pentacles. Either way, you were learning for the purposes of long-term gain. So you were learning something about this individual in terms of feeling that you could possibly commit to this individual. I feel that in the recent past, this hope that you had around this individual, well, I feel that it was over. I think that, you know, your hopefulness, your hope, your aspirations for the relationship, well, I feel that they ended with that Ten of Swords. I feel that it came to a close. It came to quite a sticky end in the recent past because of the King of Swords. Either you emotionally distanced yourself, this person might have emotionally distanced themselves. It might be that hope was over with the King of Swords, maybe an air sign individual, or somebody that was quite distant from you. Around the present situation, I feel that within your home, you received communication about a deception, or within this relationship, you've received lots of communication that somebody was deceiving you. And because we've got so many sword cards here, I think it's either maybe for some of you guys an air sign or a fire sign individual. But I feel that within this relationship, you received many messages, a lot of communication around somebody who was being deceptive. And I feel that as a result of that, this person possibly has been looking to fess up, or you're approaching the truth. So it might be that you've done a lot of, when you get the Page of Swords, this is somebody who's doing a lot of spying as well. All right, so this is somebody who's looking around on somebody's phone or their texts, or they're looking around on social media, or they're asking questions. But it's either that this person is telling you the truth, or you're approaching the truth through possibly sneaky means. And it might be that what you found out is that this person isn't looking at you, just looking at you. They're looking at somebody else. So they've got two decisions to make. They've got a decision to make between you and somebody else. I feel that the immediate future will be that this relationship, I think that you will be very cautious about that, and you'll possibly look to block that out and bring it to a close with the world energy. Because the overall outcome shows, Cancerians, that you guys are worrying here with the Five of Wands energy. over perhaps investing or building on this relationship, building on some form of commitment with that Ace of Pentacles. And that's why the overall energies for you guys are moving on. It could be from an important person in your life that causes you worry, but it could also be changing direction, right, moving on, possibly creating boundaries around this individual. So putting up your defenses, putting up your boundaries, taking control. I think that in a way as well, we could read this as you guys moving on, okay, by taking control of the situation is causing you worry. Because I think this is somebody that you really liked, Cancerians. But I feel that some of you guys have found out that this isn't just somebody that's looking at you, but they're looking at somebody else. And I think that in a way, it's difficult for you because you pick someone here that you thought might be investable with that Page of Pentacles energy. But this hope that you had with the Star has come to an end with that Ten of Swords. Okay, because of the King of Swords. It might be because of their emotional distance. It might be because of the way that they were acting, the way that they were talking to you, communicating with you. It could be around an air sign individual. You know, you've found out something here. You're approaching the truth that somebody is looking not just in one direction, they're looking at another as well. They've got a decision to make around two people. And I think that's very unsettling for you because you were looking at investing in this individual, Cancerians, in the distant past. And I feel that this relationship, you know, it might be that this relationship you're defending against the world. So it might be that other people are saying you shouldn't really be in this relationship, but you're willing to hold on to it in the immediate future. But I think the overall outcome is, if this isn't you blocking out this relationship because it's come to the end of a close, it might be that you're defending this relationship because it is the world to you. It is something that makes you feel the sense of completion with that world energy. But the overall outcome shows that you guys are going to be worried, okay? Worried about building on or still educating yourself maybe about this individual, educating yourself, building on some form of a commitment within this individual because of what you know. There's communication that's come, I feel, and I think this communication is that somebody's being deceptive. If this isn't you, then this is somebody else looking at you like this, Cancerians. But I'm pretty sure that this is majorly Cancerians that have gone through this, and I think there are worries about this. And it's funny how the reading in the overall outcome is kind of still open-ended, because we do see worries about kind of building or investing with this Three of Pentacles in this commitment with this individual, because you know that this individual here is not just looking at you. They're looking at two paths, you and somebody else here, and you're approaching the truth on that. All right, but still, you know, if this relationship, you guys, because she looks like she's defending something here. It looks like you're defending this relationship either from the world or because of the world, because this is something that means a hell of a lot to some of you guys. But in the back of your mind, you are worried. You're worried about investing in this commitment here, okay? What I think that we might do, actually, Cancerians, is just get some clarity on that. I want to see why you guys are defending this relationship. In two cards, why is Cancerians defending this relationship? In two cards, why are Cancerians defending this relationship? Show me. Well, because I think that you're very invested in it. You're very loyal. Okay. And you're showing here as well. You're either loyal to another water sign, or you've got very loyal feelings to this situation here. So I think that you're very loyal. Knight of Pentacles means to be loyal and dedicated. I think that you're very dedicated to how you feel about this relationship. And you've got the Star. You're looking over at the Star yourself. Can you see that? You're looking in the direction. I think you're very loyal emotionally, that, you know, the Star card means aspirations and it means hopes. I think that you're very loyal in terms of your feelings, all right, that you feel with the Star card, it could be that this thing does have a bright future, all right, because I think that you're very loyal and your feelings are the Star. Your feelings are very hopeful. You're very loyal and your feelings are very hopeful. And that's why I feel mainly you guys are very dedicated to this, Cancerians. You don't want to let it go. But I think that in the back of your mind, you're worried about investing in this commitment here. I'll see why you're worried about investing in the commitment. Why is Cancerians worried about investing in this commitment? Why are Cancerians, in 2 to 3 cards, why is Cancerians very worried about investing in this commitment? Show me. Because of the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. It might be that you're worried about investing because somebody might be very private, or there might be Four of Pentacles means to be private or hiding. So it might be somebody might be hiding a third-party situation from you. Because I think that you're approaching the truth here. I think that you're approaching it. You're finding out the truth about somebody who's not just dedicated to you, but they're dedicated to somebody else. And I feel that you're worried about investing in this relationship because it could be with that Four of Pentacles, somebody is hiding that they're planning something with someone else, or there's a third party, a third wheel in the mix here, okay? Just thinking of something else here as well. It might be as well that we've got a Magician here. It might be that somebody's being very private about a third party here, in which they've got an intention to commit to, because the Magician represents an intention to act. And the Ace of Pentacles again shows up about a commitment. So I do feel in all, we'll get the reading again one more time because I've laid out other cards. I feel that you guys had a choice. You chose one person amongst many. Somebody that you were looking to invest in with the Page of Pentacles. You wanted growth with. You were looking to have some form of a long-term commitment with. I do feel that hope has been shattered with that Ten of Swords. Hope is over because of the King of Swords. It could be that the King of Swords is the third party. It could be that hope is over with an air sign, but it could also be that the hope is over because there's been some form of emotional distance, because King of Swords is an emotionally distant individual in the tarot. I feel that in your home or in this relationship there's been communication, lots of communication about a deception that took place. I feel that as a result of that you're approaching the truth. You might have been doing some sort of checking around, which Page of Swords is a bit of a spy here, and it might be that some of you guys have found out with this Two of Wands that this person is looking not just in your direction, they're also looking at another. And I feel that you guys in the immediate future within this relationship, this Two of Cups, you'll seek to defend this relationship here, and I think it's because it means the world to you, and that's because I feel that emotionally you're very dedicated, but I feel also emotionally that you're still very, very hopeful of this situation resolving itself. But the outcome, the overall outcome for the last 2 weeks in September shows that you're still going to be worried, I feel, about investing, building a commitment with this individual. And why is that? Because I feel this individual is hiding, all right, that they're choosing. And it's funny because when you look at the Three of Pentacles, this is somebody here who's also making a choice between two people. So it could be also that you're very worried about committing, or very worried about investing in a commitment with this individual, because I feel that privately this person, you might be that you feel privately this person is trying to make a decision between you and someone else because they want to start a commitment, all right? So that's, I think more than anything, Cancerians, this is about feeling hurt. This is about ego as well. It could also be the general energies are about you guys abandoning with that Six of Swords. Your ego is causing worry. So it might also be that the general energies are that you have, and rightly so, as everybody should do, Cancerians, but you've got a conventional idea of how relationships should be, and everybody would feel this, to be honest, that, if you're with someone, and they should be with you, and there shouldn't be anybody else on the radar. And it might be that your worries are that if you abandon what your conventional wisdom or what your standards, which is what the Emperor is. So if you abandon your standards here, if you abandon or relinquish, because the Six of Swords is a movement card, so it shows when something is being moved on from, it's being relinquished. If you abandon or relinquish your sense of control over the situation, it might be causing more worries. So I feel for some of you guys, you are worried about investing in a relationship with an individual because you know deep down that you're not the only one that this person's looking at. And I think that some of you guys, it might be that you're still with this person or they might be in and out of your life, but you know that this person's not just looking at you, they're looking at somebody else. And for some of you guys, it might be the general energy is relinquishing your control. Remember, the Six of Swords moves. So this is about somebody who perhaps is, the worries are relinquishing your control over this situation or relinquishing your standards on what you feel love should be, which is rightly so if you want a monogamous relationship, is causing you worry with that Nine of Swords. And that's the general energy, because you know that in the overall outcome, you're going to be worried about investing or building on a relationship, building on a commitment with this individual, because privately, this individual is making a choice between you and somebody else because they want to start a commitment, but they're not sure who they want to start a commitment with. And I think that it's a very open-ended relationship reading for you guys, okay? But I feel that you know, it's partly to do with that you know that you're not the only person in the frame. Here, you'll defend this relationship because it possibly means the world to you with that world energy showing there, because you're very emotionally dedicated, and you're dedicated and emotionally you've got a lot of hope for this relationship. But in the overall outcome, you're worried about building a commitment with this individual, because privately this individual might be making a choice between you and somebody else because they want to start a commitment with that Magician and the Ace of Pentacles. Let's have a look at what your angel card is advising you to do, Cancerians, in this situation. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Cancer in this reading? What is the advice that you have for Cancerians? What is the advice that you have for Cancerians? What is the advice that you have for Cancerians? Show me. Past life, you have known each other before, so it possibly is that you are soulmates with this individual showing here. Okay, it's showing that this is a past life relationship and this is true love. So a past life relationship is true love. I think this is somebody that you're a soulmate with here. And I think this is somebody that you desperately, for some of you guys, are in love with, but you're uncertain of what their motives are. And also for some of you guys, it could be that you need to retreat, because you've got past life relationship is true love, but it might be that there is a need to retreat from this situation here, okay? It might be that there is a need to retreat from this because, and it's up to you what you do, Cancerians, but the problem is that you guys want to hold on to a relationship here with someone. You've got great hopes, great aspirations. I feel that emotionally with this, you guys showing as the King of Cups, unconditional love as well. I feel with this Star card is more about spiritual love. So there's an unconditional and spiritual love. There's an unconditional love that is possibly out of this world as well with the Star energy. And I feel that you're very dedicated to it, Cancerians. But I feel that in the overall outcome, you're worried about building a commitment with this person because they are very private in terms of the fact that they are looking to make a choice between both you and somebody else here, because they want to start a commitment, but they're not sure who they want to commit to. And I feel in a way this overall energy is saying that if you relinquish what your standards are, it's going to cause more worry for you, that you accepted someone or you were looking still to hold on in there with an individual who wasn't 100% with you. And that's why, yes, this is a soulmate relationship. It's a past life relationship in which true love needs to be really retreated from. I think that, yes, it's past life, it's soulmate, and there's true love, but perhaps it's time to retreat if somebody is not investing in you as much as you're investing in them. Okay, that is your reading, your love reading, Cancerians, for the last 2 weeks of September. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and have a great day. I'll see you guys back in October. Take care.